Yeah,
All right,
just
without
like the
further
one from
ado,
Marvel.
let's get this show on the road, guys. First topic for today is recent movies that we've all been seeing. This year so far, the movie that really impressed me was Mad Max Fury Road, just because it's just like the most adrenaline-filled movie of the year. Things that other movies, I'll get into that topic later. Other movies that really didn't have that this year. So, um, I
Yeah,
personally thought it was a great score and great action. George Miller really shone again after 20 years of nothing.
yeah, he's done a
I
couple.
didn't really like it much, to be honest.
You didn't
I don't
like it?
know. I mean, it's like when I was talking to Sammy, I like the world, the apocalyptic world that Mad Max lives in,
Mm.
you know. But I don't know. The movie was like a little. I don't know how to explain it. Just a little weird for me.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, sure. Like it has, like his actions and everything, and his moments, which are like pretty cool and everything. But I don't know. I just think like he was missing something. I just didn't know what it is.
It wasn't a full 10, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, at least not for me. Yeah.
I agree. I agree with Vaughn. I like the movie in the sense that like I appreciate the world, the cinematics, the way that he shot it, his patience, like the symbolism. I appreciate all of that, you know. But when it comes, it's not a traditional Hollywood movie, and I guess I went with an expectation of a popcorn action flick, and I didn't get that, and that's fine, you know, because the movie is still great. It's still like
Yeah, it's a different direction they went with.
yeah, exactly. Cinematically, it's beautiful. It built an amazing world. You know, it set like really good expectations with cinematography, and that's great about the movie. But I felt I haven't seen Road Warrior since like maybe 14, 15 years ago.
since
In
you
the
were
beginning,
since you were a wee boy.
yes, and the beginning of the movie is like they showed like little clips of the beginning of like Road Warrior. And,
Yeah,
like,
Miss Pass. Yeah, the little girl and the
yeah,
from
and
the tribe,
it doesn't really make sense to me anymore because I haven't seen them.
Yeah,
such
it
a long
became
time.
irrelevant. Is what you're trying to
Yeah,
say.
so I lost myself, and I was just like, I guess there was so much character development that I couldn't get like stick to a character and say, oh, this is the person that I
That you're gonna
see
root
myself
for.
in, or like this is the one that I connect with, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But other than that, I really like Furiosa. I really liked Mad Max or
Tom
what's his
Hardy.
name? Tom Hardy, yeah, he was great, you know. But I mean, Charlene Stone is amazing.
But it wasn't a full blast movie. It's like it's good basically.
And my favorite character, the one that I connected the most with, was the guy who was playing the guitar.
Oh, yeah, man.
guy was
Extra
best.
props. Extra props.
I was
to,
actually kind of
Guitar
sad
Man.
when they killed him.
Me too. He was the best. He
I
was
wanted
the-
him to be like the only survivor and then becoming like another wanderer just with him and his guitar, you know? I would
Yeah.
watch a movie about that, you know, just bringing music and rock and roll to everybody in the wasteland.
Oh, yeah.
Every time he came, I was like always waiting for him to come
Yeah.
back. You know, I was just like, please let there be another scene, and then there was.
Special
He
shout
loves
out
playing
to
that same riff,
Tom
man.
Holkenborg. The Junkie XL is his name from Fury Road.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
his
the
name
thing.
is Junkie XL, and his real name is John Holkenborg. Crazy name, but yeah, man, he's cool,
That's-
man.
okay,
The
no.
speaker system he had in front of his car is like, whoa, so good.
Yeah. See, the thing about Mad Max is I tried to avoid everything about because people started talking about it like months and almost like a year before it came out. They started talking about, you know, oh, you know, they did this, they're doing that. I tried to stay away from all of that because I wanted to have no expectations from the movie, and the movie, to be honest, it blew me away. You know, like you could have watched that movie in the '80s and not feel like, oh, you're watching a period piece.
Yeah.
You're watching a movie that was made in the '80s, because you know there's a certain style to movies that were made in the '70s, '80s, and '90s. You know, early 2000s. There's always like a certain style. But with this movie, it had a complete. I wouldn't say a complete lack of style, but it was a movie that fits perfectly with the previous movies. You know,
Were
the
you
way
try- yeah.
the way it was shot, the way it was acted, the way that it was everything. It was just. I wouldn't call it a 10 out of 10 movie because it's.
What you're trying to
there's-
say is that it ages well. This movie looks like it's gonna age well in the next
Yeah,
couple
you
years.
can watch it in 20 years and be like, man, that movie still kick ass. You know,
yeah.
like there's very
Oh,
few
definitely.
that can do that. Like the original Mad Max, you can watch it almost.
I mean, to be honest, we can probably expect another movie in 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, with
Another Mad Max movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I love.
Cycle.
Yeah, Furiosa fucking loved her character. She was tough.
She was intense, bro.
She was intense. She was awesome. She the whole she her and Nux were two of the main guys that really stuck. They really stuck with me after the movie because Mad Max, his character was a little bland, but that's what it's supposed to be because in my opinion, from the other movies that I've seen, from the story that I've read of Mad Max isn't really a person. He's more of an ideal or a person that was influenced by somebody that was like. It's because all these movies, like if you look in the first Mad Max, it was his son and his wife that got killed.
Yeah.
And then I think it was the third Mad Max, for some reason it was only his daughter that was killed, or it was only his wife that was killed. Like his background changes a little bit every single time, so it makes me think that these movies there aren't really based on a particular person. They were more based on somebody that just happened to be influenced by the legend of who is Mad Rodorowski, I think his real name is Max Rodorowski, or the original Mad Max.
His name is Max Rock something.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's just these movies are more like retellings of somebody that just happened to have the name either Max or you
they're
never
told in the tongue-in-cheek way of like tales of Mad Max,
Yeah, because
like in that way.
if you really pay attention to the story, you'll see that. Well, how can Mad Max be in his 30s in Mad Max 1, and then supposedly it's like 20 years later, and he still looks like he's in his 20s or in his 30s or in his early 30s.
Yeah.
Like it's just an ideal. It's I don't know. It's just a legend. These are just retelling of a legend. That's basically.
What do you think? What do you think about the movie, Regina? Is she
I
still
think
here with
she's
us?
the moderator.
Yes.
Regina?
Feeling?
What I think about it?
Yeah, what do you think about it?
Had a lot of plot holes. That's what I thought.
Back.
Well, we're not gonna get into spoiler territory, but
I
can
don't know.
you give
I
us
just felt like it lacked a lot of character development, and I don't really understand why it's getting so much feminist attention because I don't think it did that. I don't think it did that much in that area. They had some strong female characters, but I don't know. I didn't think it definitely made the best movie of the year, like everyone's saying it is.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah, I understand why a lot of feminists want to get on the
bandwagon,
on the hype train,
on the hate bandwagon.
Yeah, because Furiosa, I guess because of she's a character that is like defending women's rights in a way, because she's getting all those women out of that place. But as main protagonist, I think Mad Max influences more the role of a hero than she does. I mean, yeah, sure, she's the heroine, right? She does a lot, but well, technically, everyone is getting carried through because of Mad Max. Mad Max is doing all the work, Mad Max, but that's because he is, he's like the hero. He's like the main protagonist.
Yeah.
So that's understandable from a writing perspective.
What I think is good about the movie is I kind of disagree with what Regina said about some of the characters didn't have a lot of character development. I think that the actual lore of the movie and some of the characters like Nux and Slit, all these characters had very good character development for the time they were given, because they were just thrown at you right away, like boom, these are the characters, and here's a little backstory to each one.
Well, I don't know, dude, because like that scene where the guy is like, oh, like this is my baby brother, and I had no idea what the fuck was going on with that guy. He was,
totally.
Like one of the brothers, and that's about it. Like, I had no idea like his background story or anything. Not much.
Yeah,
or even with the flashbacks to Max's history, because my understanding of this was that
what the fuck? There was a flashback.
Complete reboot. Yeah, like when you go back to like his past and stuff, they don't really show like what his past was gonna be. I mean, obviously, if you actually knew like previous Mad Max, like the books, or you follow the story from before, like you would understand that. But for people who were just watching this movie because this was supposed to be a reboot, like the first of the series, like I don't think that really came across as clear.
Wow.
Well,
the character of Rictus wasn't really expounded on too much, I noticed. But the little that you did get from him was pretty good, because I didn't get the whole he's just a dumb meathead. He actually had some character behind him, like when Movan was saying right now is like when he said, I have a baby brother, and he was perfect in every way. It's one of the scenes in the movie. There's so much lore behind that, because you're supposed to be thrown into their world. That's why they surrounded you in sand. You actually, like, watching that movie made you kind of, it dried you up watching that movie. So like yeah, the whole quest for water thing. Well, that's kind of spoiler territory, but yeah,
Well,
it's pretty good.
it's always been like that in the world of
Yeah,
Mad Max. You know, the
yeah,
lack
yeah.
of
The water.
water and food supplies, and also oil playing a part in
Another example of the lore in the movie is
part in
that
the
when
game.
there was this guy called Morsov, his name is Morsov. He's an actor that was in Mad Max. So what happened was this guy basically kamikazes into a convoy, blows himself up, disables a convoy, and everybody basically makes like a religious sign with their hands, and they say Meteor Morsov, and I was like, hell yeah, that's freaking cool because it adds to the lore is what I'm trying to say. Like they have a way of even in their chaos, they have like some order in the chaos, and that's why I say it's the most metal movie of the year because I liked all the practical effects. They were just fantastic. There is some scenes in there that are just like these guys were gripping on for dear
I mean,
life with these machines.
the year isn't over yet,
Oh yeah,
so
there's gonna be. I mean, but
there's
I
still more
personally,
to come.
I personally don't think Ant-Man is gonna hold up as well because I've already seen short clips of it. And to be honest with you, it feels a little B movie esque. You know, like I'm gonna watch it. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna go watch the movie, and I might completely eat my own words. So that's what's so great about being in America. We can always change the way you are.
Because I think, I mean, dude,
Just
I
to add,
still need to see that Terminator movie though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see Terminator. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Arnold's gonna sink that Titanic, I might as well be the first one. You know, right there with Arnold pulls the trigger.
yeah, I just want to add one more thing before we move on from Mad Max. Is you're in the thing about that movie is you're supposed to they I don't really call them plot holes. I call them draw your own conclusion because you're giving these characters like Marty like Mars and Van said you're giving these characters and you're just by looking by the way they act, the way they dress, the way they do things, you're supposed to draw your own conclusions. Like sure that we didn't get a lot, but what we did get we got. It's a movie that you're supposed to talk about it like this. You're supposed to talk about, what's up with that, with the worshipping of the V8s. What's with the they called them Half-Life.
But it was a very tongue-in-cheek movie. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
They never took themselves 100%
But-
serious, but it was serious enough to get the point across.
You also
I
gotta
feel like. Go ahead,
ahead.
Bon.
Oh, you also got to think about the people that are not hardcore fans of the genre, and they're just like normal spectators.
Yeah.
Just someone that is randomly wants to see a movie that that has action on it. So they're not really gonna know what the heck is going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
It's
feel
just
like
they have simple views. Like they're not gonna go deep into the whole like.
That's true. They're like people that
Uh,
like 15-year-olds
things
now are
like-
not gonna go watch the first 3 Mad Maxes. You know what I mean?
Like yeah, because you're like the movie's full of symbolisms,
Yeah.
like all this crap, but like they're gonna be like, well, I don't know what the fuck's going on,
I mean,
so
some kids
I just
online-
like that he's shooting, and she's there kicking ass too, and like that's basically it for a lot of people.
I think what Joe is trying to say is that a lot of Joe and Marty, that a lot of the lore is inferred in what they're wearing, in what they're showing you, and that's great and all. But to Von's point, I agree with him, and to Regina's point, I agree with her too. Like, again, we go back to the fact that I came into this movie expecting maybe something like Road Warrior, which was more of an action movie than this actually was. And maybe that was I set an expectation to it. Maybe that was my fault. But
I respectfully disagree because there was 4 extremely good action scenes in that movie. Like
Yeah,
wow, and
Yeah,
I
yes.
found myself a little bored to death with
Really
Road
good
Warrior.
at special
And
effects.
so
as well, though.
Beyond Thunderdome, to be honest with you, I think this is the best Mad Max of all of them.
Yeah.
Just to wrap this up,
It's well
I'm
done
just
though.
gonna-
I mean,
yeah.
you're gonna have the classics, but when it comes to like graphics and I think they did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the practical effects are great.
It's a good addition to the lore of the movies. That's like I can understand some people don't, since they aren't into or don't know much about the Mad Max universe. I can understand them not getting some of the stuff, but it's still a good it's still a very good a good film. Entertaining as hell.
That's good. That's why I consider the Mad Max right now so far. I could be proven wrong. It's still like really good. I give it a solid 9 in this year, like Mad Max.
8.9. I mean 8.5, 9. Yeah, it's a good movie. Very good movie.
I give it a 7, mainly because I feel that Road Warrior outclasses it in every way. And just Road Warriors.
That's good.
is-
That's pretty cool.
way better in my opinion. But I did like the movie. I enjoyed it.
Totally.
I don't want to
Seven's
come
still a good
out like sounding like I'm hating on it. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just that like
Hey, just gonna hate.
go back to the same. Like I had an expectation in the movie and it wasn't met, and I expected maybe something kind of like Mad Max Road Warrior, and I got maybe like a mix of like
Thunderdome.
Thunderdome and
Yeah,
a little bit of
Thunderdome's
Max.
pretty bad.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my opinion. Seven for me.
That's good. Vaughn?
Yeah, it was a good movie. I will watch it again.
Sounds good. All right, so that's why I gave that one a number 1 for the year.